Hello everyone, guys. I'm Anurag Jain. Today we are going to start a new subject, that is economic and commercial laws. This is paper number 3 of module 1 of CS Executive, right? But before starting this subject, it is important to understand the structure of this subject and paper pattern of this subject. Basically, the subject is divided into two parts, part A and part B. Part A is of 70 marks, whereas part B is of 30 marks, right? In part A, there are 9 lessons, and in part B, there are 6 lessons, right? Basically, in part A, we have to cover 16 different acts in these 9 lessons, 16 different laws in these 9 lessons, and we have to cover 12 different acts in these 6 lessons. So overall, in this subject, we have to cover nearly 28 different acts. Means we have to study a lot to clear this subject and to get good marks in this subject, right? Now let's see the laws which we have to cover in this subject, right? In part A, basically, in first lesson, we have to cover laws related to Foreign Exchange Management. Foreign Exchange Management Act 1999 and Foreign Contribution Regulation Act 2010. In lesson 2, we have to cover laws related to foreign trade. That is, Foreign Trade Policy and Procedures 2015 to 2020, Special Economic Zones Act 2005. In our lesson number 3, we have to cover laws related to consumers and competitions. That is, the Competition Act 2002 and the Consumer Protection Act 1986. In our lesson number 4, we have to cover laws related to intellectual property. So basically, these are the laws which we have to cover in lesson number 4. First one is the intellectual property rights. Basically, it is basic concepts, basic knowledge of intellectual property right. Then we have to cover Patent Act 1970, the Trademarks Act 1999, the Copyright Act 1957, the Geographical Indications of Goods Registration and Protection Act 1999, the Designs Act 2000, right? Our lesson number 5 is related to laws related to arbitration and conciliation, right? So here we have to cover Arbitration and Conciliation Act 1996. In our lesson number 6, we have to cover laws related to transfer of immovable properties. Basically, Transfer of Property Act 1882. In our lesson number 7, we have to cover laws related to stamp duties. So, Indian Stamp Act 1899. In our lesson number 8, we have to cover laws related to contracts. So, Indian Contract Act 1872. And in our lesson number 9, we have to cover laws related to money laundering. So, Prevention of Money Laundering Act 2005. Right? In our part B, we have to cover in lesson number 10, laws related to essential commodities, laws related to standards, weights, measures of commodities. So we have to cover Essential Commodities Act 1999, 1955 and Legal Metrology Act 2009. In our lesson number 11, we have to cover laws related to societies, and in lesson number 12, we have to cover laws related to trust, right? In our lesson number 13, we have to cover laws related to development and regulation of industries. That is Industrial Development and Regulation Act 1951 and Micro, Small and Medium Enterprise Development Act 2006. Lesson number 14 is related to environment, in which we have to cover laws related to environment. That is the Environment Protection Act 1986, Public Liability Insurance Act 1991, National Green Tribunal Act 2010, Water Prevention and Control of Pollution Act 1974, Air Prevention and Control of Pollution Act 1981. right? In our last chapter, that is chapter number 15, we have to study laws related to registration of documents, registration of instruments, right? That is Registration Act 1908. So basically we have to study nearly 28 different acts in this subject. Means we have to study a lot, right? Now let's see the paper pattern of this subject. Structure of the paper. Basically there will be 8 questions in the paper, out of which students will have to attempt 6 questions, right? In part A there will be total 5 questions, and in part B there will be total 3 questions, right? Out of 5 questions students have to attempt 4 questions, and out of 3 students have to attempt 2 questions, right? Basically the question 1 of part A is compulsory, that will be of 25 marks. This question is compulsory. Out of question 2 or 2A, students will have to attempt any one question, either question 2 or question number 2A. Both questions will be of 15 marks, right? So here students will be having option that students may attempt question number 2 or question number 2. Question number 3 is also compulsory, will be of 15 marks, and question number 4 is also compulsory, will be of 15 marks. So basically 25 marks. Here question number 2 or 2A will be of 15 marks each, 15 marks, 15 marks. In this way part A will be of 70 marks, right? Here part B will be of 30 marks. Question number 5 will be of 15 marks, and this question is compulsory, right? Out of question number 6 or 6A, students will have to attempt any one question, either 6 or 6A, right? So here students will be having option. Both questions will be of 15 marks each, and students will have to attempt any one question out of 6 or 6A. In this way our part B is of 30 marks, right? Now let's analyze each question. Anji, question number 1, that is compulsory question and is of 25 marks, right? Basically the question will be having 5 parts from different chapters, from different lessons, right? 5 parts of 5 marks each. Let me show you the question paper. See, here part A, question number 1, we are having 5 parts of 5 marks each, right? And these parts are from different chapters. Alright. In question number 2, basically there will be 5 parts of 3 marks each. 5 parts of 3 marks each. Here, either 5 parts of 3 marks each or 3 parts of 5 marks each, right? Similarly, in question number 2A, there will be either 3 parts of 5 marks each or 5 parts of 3 marks each, in this way. Question number 3, which is compulsory, again 3 parts of 5 marks each, 3 parts of 5 marks each, right? And question number 4 is also compulsory. In question number 4, there will be 2 questions. One will be of 8 marks and another will be of 7 marks. Alright. In part B, question number 5 will be having 5 questions of 5 parts of 3 marks each or 3 parts of 5 marks each, in this way, right? Five parts of 3 marks each or 3 parts of 5 marks each, right? Question number 6, again 5 parts of 3 marks each. Or 3 parts of 5 marks each, right? In this way you will get the questions in exams, right? So basically overall we have to cover nearly 20 to 25 topics in the exams. Nearly 10 topics will be of 3 marks, 10 to 12 topics will be of 5 marks each, and 2 to 4 topics will be of 7 to 8 marks each, right? In 3 marks question, you have to write at least 5 to 6 lines and you will get maximum 5 minutes. Similarly, in 10 marks question, 5 marks question, you have to write at least 9 to 10 lines and you will be having only 9 minutes. In 7 or 8 marks question, you will have to write at least 13 to 15 lines and you will be having 12 minutes for each question. Means you have to write a lot in the exams. Basically, paper will be very lengthy. So for getting good marks in this paper, first of all, your concept should be very clear. Your mind should be very clear. Concept should be very clear. Your thought process should be very clear. देखिए इतना सारा लिखना है, 20 to 25 टॉपिक्स पे लिखना है, राइट? तो आपको क्लियरली दिमाग में सारे कंसेप्ट्स होने चाहिए ताकि जैसे ही आप पेपर स्टार्ट करें, किसी भी टॉपिक पे लिखना शुरू करें, आपको वो टॉपिक बिल्कुल क्लियर हो और आप इजीली लिख सकें, राइट? जब तक हमारा थॉट प्रोसेस क्लियर नहीं होगा तब तक हम एग्जाम्स के अंदर टाइम बाउंड प्रोग्राम नहीं कर सकते, मतलब एक पर्टिकुलर लिमिट के अंदर आउटपुट नहीं दे सकते। तो बेसिकली थॉट प्रोसेस क्लियर होगा, फटाफट से एग्जाम्स में लिखा जाएगा और थॉट प्रोसेस तब क्लियर होगा व्हेन योर कंसेप्ट्स विल बी क्लियर, राइट? फर्दर आपने देखा कि एग्जाम्स के अंदर, क्वेश्चन पेपर के अंदर कोई भी टॉपिक 3 मार्क्स से लेकर 7 मार्क्स 8 मार्क्स तक पूछा जा सकता है, राइट? 8 मार्क्स तक पूछा जा सकता है, राइट? 8 मार्क्स तक पूछा जाना है, क्या मतलब है कि आपको हर क्वेश्चन पेपर, हर टॉपिक इस तरह से प्रिपेयर करना है कि आप उसे 8 मार्क्स के लिए भी लिख सकें, मतलब आप उसके अंदर 15 लाइंस भी लिख सकें। आप उसी टॉपिक को 5 मार्क्स में भी लिख सकें, मतलब 10 लाइंस में भी उसी टॉपिक को क्लियर कर सकें, और आप उसी टॉपिक को 3 मार्क्स के लिए भी लिख सकें, मतलब 5 लाइंस में भी उसी टॉपिक को पेपर में लिख सकें, राइट? तो हर टॉपिक बिल्कुल दिमाग में क्लियर होना चाहिए और ये चीज़ भी बिल्कुल क्लियर होनी चाहिए कि अगर यही टॉपिक 8 मार्क्स में पूछा जाता है तो क्या लिखना है, 5 मार्क्स में पूछा जाता है तो क्या लिखना है, और 3 मार्क्स में पूछा जाता है तो क्या लिखना है। जब तक ये चीज़ें क्लियर नहीं होगी दिमाग में, तब तक आप पूरा पेपर अटेम्प्ट नहीं कर पाएंगे, प्रॉपरली अटेम्प्ट नहीं कर पाएंगे, राइट? सो यू मस्ट नो व्हाट टू राइट एंड हाउ टू राइट। क्लियर है? नाउ अबाउट आवर क्लासेस। बेसिकली हम अपनी क्लासेस में 2 मेन ऑब्जेक्टिव्स लेके चल रहे हैं। फर्स्ट वन, एटलीस्ट 80 मार्क्स इन द एग्जाम्स, एंड सेकंड वन, क्लैरिटी ऑफ द कॉन्सेप्ट्स, राइट? 80 मार्क्स एग्जाम्स में कैसे आएंगे? पहली चीज, we will cover all the important topics which can be asked in the exams, right? Further, along with the course we will cover previous question papers also, right? ताकि एक ओवरऑल आपको अंडरस्टैंडिंग हो कि क्वेश्चंस कैसे पूछे जाते हैं और उसके अंदर हमें क्या क्या लिखना है, राइट? आपको बताया जाएगा what to write and how to write। तो कोर्स भी प्रॉपर प्रिपेयर करवाया जाएगा, प्रीवियस अटेम्प्ट क्वेश्चंस भी करवाए जाएंगे, प्लस आपको ये भी बताया जाएगा कि कैसे अटेम्प्ट करना है और क्या लिखना है, राइट? फर्दर, क्लैरिटी ऑफ कंसेप्ट। फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल, वी विल यूज वेरी सिंपल लैंग्वेज इन आवर क्लासेस, राइट? ताकि आपको चीज़ें बिल्कुल क्लियर हो जाए। सेकेंड थिंग, वी विल यूज डायग्राम्स एंड फ्लो चार्ट्स व्हाइल एक्सप्लेनिंग द कंसेप्ट, क्योंकि मुझे पता है कि डायग्राम्स एंड फ्लो चार्ट्स से बच्चों को ज़्यादा जल्दी समझ में आता है, राइट? थर्ड थिंग, we will use practical examples and case laws to explain the concept where required, right? तो बेसिकली हमारा मोटिव दोनों ही हमें अचीव करने हैं, 80 मार्क्स इन एग्जाम्स एंड क्लैरिटी ऑफ कॉन्सेप्ट्स, राइट? चलिए, फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल we will start the first chapter of economic and commercial laws, that is FEMA, Foreign Exchange Management Act, a very important topic। आप मान के चलिए एग्जाम्स में 8 to 10 मार्क्स की वेटेज तो है ही है इस इंडिविजुअल चैप्टर की, राइट? चलिए, थैंक यू।